everybody. It is so good to see you. I'm sorry I was running a little bit behind, but that's because I have so many things to show you today. So I've been really busy, and one of the things I'm most excited about, I'll give you a little sneak peek. So you'll have to stick around and see what that is, because guess what? You too can dye fabric without any buckets or pails or mixing and measuring. You wait and see. So yes, it's really, I love how it's coming out. So I'm going to need your help to help me figure out how I can put it on the fabric to get some really cool designs. So I'm glad you better help me. Hello, Linda Okay, hold on. I can get this. Marcinowski? Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda. So it is so good to see you. We've already got a room full of people here. Yay. And I just want to tell you, I've got so many fun things to show you. Mark even made a little spring movie of spring busting out all over. And it turned out, then I opened up the site today to see what pictures you might have sent. And there was Nadine's beautiful spring photos. So we're going to have a lot of positive, uplifting, fun things to do. Plus, I've been very busy. Look at this. In fact, I need to find her name. There is a woman who actually did that artwork, who gave me permission, and I totally forgot. I meant to bring it up, but she gave me permission to share it with you during the YouTube. So I can't wait. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, I was a good girl. I saved it in a special file. And I'll go ahead and start with this since I've got it pulled up. This is based on free, and you can find this free online in Coloring Pages. And I can give you the address of her website. Her name is Maria I will show it to you because you know what? I wish I had asked her how to better pronounce her name. And just to show you, my version, I had to quilt and it was tough. So I'm going to be showing you her beautiful version that you can download. Here is the complete version. So what I was doing is I was looking up something to show you the Jacquard fabric dyes and the metallic dyes. So here is her, let me bring up the site again. Here is her name right there, Mariya, and then Kovallyov. And she's at happyfamilyart.com. Happyfamilyart.com. So, this will be pretty cool. And you can go and have them as fun coloring pages. And she's got a bunch that she lists for free. And you can buy some of her other designs. So that's where I got it. I wrote and asked her if I could use this design to show a technique. So if you see her come in here, please say hello and thank her for being one of these artists who is so generous with her talent and her work. So, it's good to see you too, Susan. And Susan, I'm probably going to call you after all this because I've been wanting to say hi. So I know Susan's probably fainting right now. Rick, just sit her back up and fan her a little bit. But it is so good to see all of you. But if you notice, let me see, what's her name again? Maria. If you notice her coming in, please say hello. Yep, Maria. please say hello and thank her for being so kind to let us enjoy her work. So, yes, I thought I might call little old you. And then, oh, thank you, Susan. You're the best. That's wonderful. And let her know you saw her work on Our Time to Quilt. Because, you know, she's nice enough to give me permission to kind of do my wonky quilting with her beautiful design. Then the least we can do is let her know that we appreciate her and we're visiting her site because we heard it and saw it here on Our Time to Quilt. So I haven't finished doing all of the quilting. I am not good at doing stones, or you call them pebbles. But see, I have this part still to do. But, oh my goodness, pebbles are so hard. And you know what I found? I'll have to see, they're terrible. Oh my goodness, they're terrible. But anyway, I found as I'm trying so hard to do those little pebbles, every once in a while my muscle would jerk. And anybody here who does long arm quilting, do you ever have that problem where you're trying to control your movements and make them smooth and they just kind of jerk out at you like whatever? So hi Michelle. Oh yeah, this sun and moon is something I'm very fond of. I have a ceramic sun and moon in outside my back garden that I bought and then painted and then sprayed with a finish. So I'm real fond of that. Muscles protesting. Yeah, it's like all of a sudden it'll jump out. It's like, no, you're forcing us to work way too hard. So then I have, and the paints I'm going to show you, the new dye paints I'm going to show you are these, the Lumiere by Jacquard, which have metallics in them, and it should be gorgeous. So first what I did is got out my first starter set that I bought 4 years ago from the quilt show. They had a really good sale on them. So I bought 2 packages, and these are the regular Dyna Flow by Jacquard, and these are the regular ones. And let me tell you, I had a really good time with them because you can thin them with water. So it's like doing watercolor, and I love that. And then, remember I showed you these pens, these Fantastics? They're wonderful. They're compressed foam. See the foam? And you wait till you see. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to have you watch what they do when it touches the paint. The only problem is Deb is heavy-handed, and the one I already used kind of got beaten up. I'm a little heavy-handed, so I'm going to have to work on that. I'm a scrubber where I should just be a painter. So then I told you we got a great show today. We got a great one. I got in my package from Pineapple Fabrics. Yay, I love my Pineapple Fabrics. Love, 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 love them. Haven't even opened it. Waiting for you. Then I got my Jenny Buyer. Yay. And I only opened it enough to get out Sonia's little present. Put it in an envelope, and it's in the mailbox waiting for them. I just heard today that Amazon has announced any non-essential packages will be delayed up to a month because they are overwhelmed. We're all staying home and shopping on Amazon. So anyway, hello. Mwah. It is good to see you all. I'm in the best mood. I've got a reason for that I have to show you. Mark and I had a Corona date last night, and what we did, we had to pick up some more chicken food for the chickens. So Tractor Supply was kind enough. We ordered online, paid online, and they said, when you get to the parking lot, just call us and we'll bring out your order. So they brought out our order and loaded it up for us. I was very pleased. But I want to say one thing. You know, I've got to have a little bit of fussing in here. watching the people come in, instead of sending one person from their family, there were couples like, okay, this is fun. We're going to go out and shop. And I saw little kids coming with their parent. No. And people say, oh, well, little kids, well, they can get it and spread it to everybody. And sadly, there was like a 30-year-old healthcare worker that died from the virus. So don't get all so sure that it's only old granny or your weird aunt who's going to get sick and have complications and maybe die. It's not working out that way. So just be smart. And, I saw something scary, because we're not going to talk much about Corona, because we're the most part, we're doing a great job. But I did see somebody had done a chart of all the cell phone pings from the beaches in Florida for spring break. And they had it lit up, and then it showed where those cell phone pings went back to when they went home. And guess what? It was the whole eastern half of the country. So be careful. Be careful. All right. So I did something fun, and I didn't even know, but I called my son Friday. Yeah, today's Sunday. And I said, hey, I'd like to send you a little gift certificate to a restaurant, someplace you can go get carry out. Because he has to be careful. Nikki's expecting in August. And I think last time I said November, it's August. And she's got a good, healthy baby in there. And I didn't even realize she had been to the doctor that day and had the ultrasound and now knows what the baby is. And, but I got him a gift certificate. I love my son. He's so thoughtful. He said, Mom, because I said, talk to Nikki and see what kind of food you want. If it's Five Guys, if it's Dairy Queen, if it's whatever. He said, I think we'd like to choose a local restaurant because we know they're hurting for business. Is that the sweetest thing? Oh my gosh. So he did. He chose a local restaurant, one they could walk to. And hopefully I gave him enough for 2 dinners. And so, because, you remember, my son and his wife are performers and private lesson teachers. If they don't teach, they don't get paid. If they don't perform, they don't get paid. So I've been thinking about them. So the good news is they had a gender reveal party. And Nikki brought the envelope home because my son couldn't go with her. He's never missed one of her appointments, but he couldn't go with her because of the whole fear of transmission. And so only who really has to be at the doctor's office comes to the doctor's office. And so she brought the envelope home and they opened it together. And then what they did is took a little teddy bear and put a little color shirt on it based on what the baby is. And so little Russell opened up the bag and the bear with the shirt on. And it was a blue shirt. So they're going to have 2 little boys. Yes, you did see him. They're going to have 2. He heard Blossoms upstairs, bark, bark, bark. And so he thought he better check it out. But anyway, so she's due around August 10th. So Russell's going to be lucky. He's not even going to be quite a year and a half, and he'll have a little brother. So we're all excited. So anyway, all right. So we did that, and that was fun. And yesterday, Mark and I went to Dario. Oh, after we went to Tractor Supply, and they loaded up. We got 3 bags of laying mash for the chickens and 1 40-pound bag of black oil sunflower seed. I went ahead and got some suet. One thing we did recently was get some whole ear corn, because I remembered I had this. It looks like a chair and a table. You put the ear of corn for the squirrels to eat it. And we've had such fun watching these squirrels. And there's one who's dominant. His tummy, he's a Buddha belly squirrel now. Let me tell you, because he gets up there and he hogs it. And the rest are all looking like, is it our turn? And no, I mean, Buddha belly, let me tell you. So I said, you know what? I want to get some more suet. I haven't bought suet in years because I used to make it. Too much work. So I bought a 10-pack of suet, and now we're going to put that up because these are the kind of things you do when you're shut in and you're old farts like us. So they put all that in the car with some more ear corn because the other day some Canada geese were across the street and they looked hungry, and I came out on the front porch and I did my goose call. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, that's not quite it, but I have to hear them to do it. But I did a good goose call. And the male came across the street like, what you got? So I threw in one of those ears of corn down, and he started just munching on it. So I said, we need another bag of those ears of corn because the squirrels and maybe a Canada goose or two needs it. So anyway, hopefully we're going to have a nesting pair on our little pond here. So, and Mark put in Mark's spring filming. I had to go back and speed it up. He was really into the artsy part of it. So he was doing the panning extremely slow and artsy. And I thought, we don't have time for that. Speed it up. But I love it. And I love that he did it for you guys. So, all righty. Yes, y'all are, and my son loves that y'all love that baby so much. So that is so, so nice. We have, I don't know how many cases. We had our cases double in 2 days. We're being careful. In fact, when we came home, we went to the Dario. They have a thing set up so that the woman that takes your order stands back, has gloves on. They're very careful how they run it through. And you're kind of like a drive-through, but even farther away from the building. And we came home. I handed her my credit card in a folded piece of paper, and then after she used it, she put it back in the folded piece of paper because I didn't want to make change and touch money and have her touch money. So, and I had her put it back in the folded paper and then put it back in my purse, and I won't touch it for a couple days. And then when we got home, I told Mark, we used a napkin to carry the bags in. And I told he washed his hands, I washed my hands. I said, let me get the dinners out of the sacks. And so I took and put everything, dumped it out of the packaging, threw the packaging away, washed my hands again. You know, we're trying to be careful. Now, on YouTube, I saw a surgeon who was doing everything, hospital surgery theater, and to those standards, that's sterile. And I'm sorry, he was scrubbing oranges and apples for 20 seconds. Okay. Anyway, I do what I can do. So, but we went out and got that and kind of just drove around and enjoyed ourselves. And it was nice. It was good for me. I'm not sure if it helped Mark or not, but he did go out and ride his motorcycle. So I told him he has to take hand sanitizers to get gas. You know, he's got to be careful that way. But I just thought he needs to get out, get in the weather. Sadly, hey, Michelle, do you remember the yellow pollen? The yellow pollen has arrived. I was loving having my windows open and the breeze coming through. But with my asthma and my allergies, I now have to keep the doors shut. But there is a layer of greenish yellow pollen on everything outside. So, oh, I know. Never thought I would have to clean off paper and, oh my goodness. In fact, they said, and I will do this, we're going to get Harris Teeter's offered for seniors that they'll do free bagging up your groceries, and then for $5 they'll deliver it to seniors. I told Mark we really have to have them just put it just inside the garage door and unpack it in the garage. I said, because they've been touching everything. So, and you know, with our cases, we had a case right down near that grocery store of coronavirus at the college. We have Wake Forest University near us. So I said, we can't take a chance. We don't even know where it all is. Our testing has been abysmal. And if they tell you we tested more than South Korea, please understand, South Korea is a tiny little country. Don't listen to garbage. You know, if you want the truth, go to good old Governor Cuomo. So anyway, thank you for being careful. Thank you. Don't take a chance. So I wanted to take a moment and thank Pat. I had a rough night Friday night, and I won't go into all of it here, but it had been a tough day and looking lawyers and doing all that stuff and memories. And I just want to say, Pat wrote me the sweetest email. And I can't talk about it too much because I'll just burst into tears. But, you know, I tell you, it's like almost every day, one of you or people, I'll see a story on the news and it just touches my heart. And I thank you so much. And find your teddy bear and put it in your window. Let's see if we can get teddy bear treasure hunts going all over America. So, Susan, you were so wonderful right during Friday night. That was really wonderful. But I tell you, every once in a while, somebody will reach out and say something that I just needed to hear at that moment. And I wanted to thank Miss Pat Fry. So thank you, Miss Pat. So, and anybody's been married 37 years to her sweetie pie, hey, you know, they know this stuff, don't they? So anyway, okay. Also, man, we're going to be here till tomorrow. You see our beautiful Nadine quilt and our beautiful Cheryl Lemon quilt, our two sunshine ladies. Well, look what I got done this week. I'm so proud of myself. So, this is the Judy Niemeyer pattern that I took a class of, and that I took a class back in September. I don't know if you remember it. And Lucille Amos, who's a certified Judy Niemeyer instructor, gave a class not far from here, and I took it. And I love this quilt. And I first showed you the pictures last week, which were terrible. And yeah. Oh, you know what? That would be fun. But I guess the kids can't pick up our Easter eggs. So we'll have to just, what they've been doing is if you put teddy bears in the window, the kids make up a sheet of a teddy bear hunt and they try to find the right color and, you know, where they are, locate the teddy bear. But anyway, but I put this on the frame, started quilting, and then went, I'm terrible at it. I'm no good at this stuff. And I think the machine's not working right. And the tension's all messed up. And I came out and I was all upset. Mark, I don't know. I need a new long arm. He was like, hon, you remember how every time you start a new project, you kind of have to work with the tension. It gives you a fit, but it'll work again. I don't remember it ever working. Yes, it did work, hon. So anyway, I thought I would show you this real quickly because I stuck with it. I had not long arm quilting. I had not long arm. Oh, wonderful, Vicki Lumiere. I had not long arm quilted in 6 months. That's a long time not to long arm quilt because it's a long arm quilting is a muscle memory thing. Well, you lose your muscle memory if you haven't practiced it in a while. But the first pictures I showed you, I looked at them later. They were awful. So I kept working at it. I said, Deb, it takes time. I practiced on my dry erase board. I said, you can do it. You can do it. So I got so good. I have a couple little films to show you. I do total free arm. I hardly ever use rulers or anything. And it's because I don't like using rulers and I don't like drawing on it and trying to follow the line. I love being loosey-goosey and free. Now, let me show you the back. So last night, I got it off the frame, and I've only been looking at it real up close and personal. And, in fact, see my Greek key? I had tried to do a feather on the border, and it was ridiculous. It was so overdone because the border's busy. So the Greek key worked really well. But I got Mark to hold this up so I could see it from a distance. Because when you only are looking up close, you see every little wobble, every little mistake. When he held it up, I was like, oh, yay! Is it Diana Wright quality? No. But is Debbie happy with Deb right here happy with it? Yes. So here, I'm going to show you the back of it. When he showed me the back, I gasped. I went, yes, I did it. So is it perfect? No. But is Deb happy with it? Oh, yes, baby. I'm very happy with it. So there it is. So later, a little later on, but what I was going to tell you is it takes a while to get back in the swing of things with your quilt frame because you have to retrain your muscles a little bit. Now, you don't have to retrain them all the way back. It's not like when you first started long arm quilting. You know, that's a whole lot more. But hold on, I've got to fix this corner. Hold on, guys. But anyway, okay. So move that back. But anyway, once I had worked on it for a bit, then it came back to me, just clear as day. And then I was doing stitching in the ditch like a speed demon. And it was so enjoyable. And I thought, you know, I have so many quilts that need quilting. I've just got to keep them on the frame. And if I keep them, thank you, honey. Thank you. And if I keep them on the frame, then anytime I have 5, 10 minutes, a half an hour, I can go in and work on it. So there it is. I started quilting this one on my sewing machine, but I'm awful at domestic machine quilting. So I even put this little thing on my long arm and much better with it. So that's why I had to get that one off the long arm so I could do this one to show y'all today. So, okay, now I think we'll look at what I bought. And yes, things taking longer. Has anybody else gotten their little undersea envelope yet? I'm really, really hoping that you got your undersea envelopes. So, but hi, Cher again. Hello. We got a nice crowd in here today. I'm loving seeing you. I told Mark my numbers have been going down because there's so much wonderful to see. And boy, am I happy my numbers have gone down because I know you're out there looking at everything. I mean, gosh, oh, Deborah Donnell, we've missed you. Oh, your long arm is being delayed. Yeah, everything is, I'm sorry. That's got to be hard because you know what? You've probably thought about that long arm for so long. Then to have it delayed longer is painful. I'm so sorry. So here is my Jenny Buyer order. And this was such a good sale, you know, I had to. So let's see what we got. I could have bought so much, but, you know, I said, Deb, nope. Oh, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Half a yard of this. And you know Miss Jenny Buyer tears, don't you? I love it. Every time I go to her shop, I look behind the desk, behind the cutting table to see the threads because she has these. Oh, I got a yard of this. This is a good one. With all the landscape quilting I do, in fact, any more now, except for the pros that I bought a couple months ago, I now buy for landscape because that's really what I love. And boy, doing this landscape Thursdays, it's fun. I mean, we are on our toes, aren't we? We're just doing all kinds of stuff. Ooh, you know how bad I am with yellows. This is great. Great. Oh my gosh. You know what I love about Miss Jenny? Her saturated colors. Well, do you want to see saturated? Look at this. Oh, got a yard of this. Good job. I'm so glad I got a yard of this. Isn't that beautiful? And I bet you it doesn't even show up as pretty as it is in person. But that is gorgeous. Thank goodness I have another pack of those little comic boards to fold it on. Oh, good. I got a yard of this too. I have used this so often. In fact, that quilt has some of it. I'm about sure somewhere. But I love this. Love it. And, you know, I do have my favorite color schemes too. And here is this. Yum. Who needs candy when you have fabric? I mean, really, ladies, huh? So I love this. All right, so these are wonderful. Thank you, Miss Jenny Beyer and her staff coming in, so devoted, coming in. And you know, it's probably been good I haven't opened this until now because on the cardboard it won't last. So, all right, now, pineapple fabrics. So, be careful when you open envelopes that have fabric in them. Can you imagine how you would feel if you sliced your fabric? So I just make sure I'm running them right along the inside of this envelope. In fact, I'm right in between, see, I'm in between two layers. So that's even safer. Just run them like that. Are you ready? Oh my gosh. Looky, looky, colors, look. Ha ha, I love this stuff. It makes me so happy. Okay, let's see. I always like to check my receipt and stuff just to see if there's anything going on. So here is some beautiful. Now some of these fabrics are Jenny Beyer, so if I can figure it out, I'll let you know. But this is a yard of green batik. I use a lot of greens because of the landscape. This is a Jenny Beyer. I would recognize Jenny Beyer anywhere. And it's always, you know, with things taking longer to get in because of the virus, it's almost like it's a surprise all over again. It's like, oh, this is so exciting, even though I ordered it. Isn't that beautiful? This is Malam, M-A-L-A-M batik from Jenny Beyer, her Malam line. So pretty. And let me, yeah. Malam batik, new peony, dark magenta. All right. Then, oh gosh, this is so pretty. This is lovely because it's light. I am terrible about buying lights. When I go to make a quilt, I'm always short of lights because we all look and go for the dark rich. Almost all of us go for the dark rich. I also wanted to tell you something. I think this is more than 3 yards. 1, 2, yes, 3 yards and about 8 inches. They're so generous there. So isn't that beautiful? Nikki would love this. My sweet Nikki would love this one. All right, because like see some of the areas, and it's got a turquoise blue in with the lavender. Okay. Then I believe this is another Jenny Beyer too. Yes. That was a Jenny Beyer. That was the Malam Batik's light lavender. And this is the Malam Batik's dark purple. Look at this. Wow. So getting my darks, getting my lights. And this is the beauty of a pineapple fabric sale. So beautiful. Ooh, now this is pretty. What is this one? This is a Robert Kaufman. And it's called Elementals, Landscapes, And this one's water, called water. You know why I bought this one. And in fact, I think this would be beautiful to put in our undersea. Don't forget our undersea landscape live on Thursday. This is also a Robert Kaufman Elementals. And this is a lovely pink. Pink is, I'm learning to like. It's never been my favorite fabric, favorite color. Blue was always my favorite color. But boy, am I learning to love these puppies. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, I'm going to give you a little hint. This is a backing fabric, so it's 108 inches wide. And it's the Wyndham 108-inch quilt back, and it's an ombre. And I looked at it and I thought, if I just bought 1 yard of that, that's a pretty good deal because you get almost 3 yards wide, 2.5 at least. And what a great way to buy an ombre. What a great way to go from purple all the way through the rainbow to magenta. You got all the colors. So, I mean, look at this. And what's wonderful, if you're working on a quilt that you're being real subtle between the colors. So this was supposed to be 1 yard, as usual. They're very generous, but it's 108 inches wide. So that's at least 2.5 yards wide by over a yard, and maybe I paid $13 for it. You can't beat it. So this will make sunsets. This will make waters and skies, storms. I could just make, you know what? I could take a white or a gray background and do something with just the solid colors and do in the shading, like maybe fans or something. This gives me all I need. So I saw this and thought, you know what? That's a good deal. And that's why I like sharing stuff like this with you, because it shows you that even on a budget, if you think about it, you can get a whole lot for your money. And thank you, Pineapple Fabrics. I think they did really good. And it only took a couple days longer. And they're not going to be as busy as Amazon and all of that. So look for those sales. Look for their daily deals. See what you can work out. All right. You had snow? Oh my goodness, and then rain. It's been in the 80s. We have our air conditioning on. Yeah, we do. So, all right. How about we do some photos right now? Are y'all game for that? And that way Nadine can see it before she gets too sleepy. But, Nikki likes the blues and reds and purple. Oh, is purple your favorite, Susan? Whoops, I saw it and then it disappeared. So purple is Susan's favorite. Oh, that's great. Okay. Oh, good job, Michelle. Oh, my goodness. All right. Let me go turn the lights off, and I will be right back. Okay. All right. Turn this off. I got so many things to show you. I've got new Russell pictures. I've got a little Russell video. So make sure you have your hot tea or your coffee or your lemonade handy, and let's go picture looking. Hold on one second. All right. Here we go. Was one of the reasons I was a couple minutes late today, because I was editing right till the last minute. And thank you. Y'all have been doing such a wonderful job of sending photos. So thank you very much. Okay, let's see. Hold on a second. Whoops. I have a feeling that's going to be noisy. Now, let's see. Oops. Okay. Mark was working with this a little bit today. Oops. I'm trying to tuck my computer under here to get a little bit better color. We'll see. One day I'll work all this out. I had a big monitor that Mark's using now for his home office. Whoops. Let me see. Aha, there. I had to turn around the microphone so I could get the camera in the right place. All right, let's see now. That's cute. That is so good. Is Kathleen Ziegler here today? Yes, she is. There's that sweetie. Kathleen, did you get your envelope yet, Pumpkin? If you've gotten your envelope, make sure to let me know, because then I won't worry. I had no idea it would take this long. Okay, here we go. Whoops. All right. Oh, I tell you what. Let me go to my email. Hold on just a second. I want to go to my email and find. Oh, no, it's not at my email. Hold on a second. Okay, it's not at my email. It's already up here. Okay, hold on. I am so excited. He's looking at my son who's doing the bass drum with his foot. He knows, he understands drumming. Isn't that amazing? He wants to hit all of it. The practice pad. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My son's doing the hi-hat, which is the cymbals and the bass drum. And he just thinks that's fascinating. Daddy can make that work. Okay, let's see. Now, hold on just a second, everybody. And I'll show you. There's one other little one. If you're not getting too bored, I've got another little one to show you. But I was fascinated that little boy loves drumming. Oops, let me back this up. It's a little short one. Okay.
I'm gonna get the boy. I'm coming to get him. I'm gonna come get the boy. I got him. I'm gonna get the boy. I'm gonna come get him. Love you, dude.
Okay. That was those. Now, let's go to photos.
Walking on the trail
Let's see.
on my first birthday with Daddy.
Okay, let's see. Hold on.
doing such a...
Okay. Now, here we go. All right. I don't know if Adele's going to be here today, but she has started her undersea drawings, planning out how she is going. Oh, it always takes a while for this to come up. Come on, photos. Come on, photos. Okay, there we go. See, I have to talk real nice to him. But she is planning out her undersea adventure. I was real tickled about that. So thank you, Adele. And there's Akko's sweater again. I just love showing Akko because she's our sweetie pie. Beautiful job on that sweater, Miss Akko. Then, let me see. Miss Bonnie evidently had quite a rain event in her neck of the woods. Oh, yeah, she did. Look at that water. It's so high. Oh, my goodness. That's supposed to be a park, not a lake. And you can see where the road, it flooded over top of the road. Goodness gracious. And here is, uh-oh, yeah, don't go down that street. Look at that. That was a lot of rain. Thank you for sharing those with us, Miss Bonnie. And that's in Illinois. Then I've already shown y'all, but it's always good to see what Miss Cheryl is doing in her undersea adventure. That is so much fun. Isn't it fun? It's just like playing. It's like being a kid. And this time you've got something that'll really last. That is beautiful. So thank you, Miss Cheryl. Good work. Let's see. And Diana. Diana, you know, has been busy. And this is her farmer's wife progress. Keeps adding another block to her lineup. Way to go. Then they're moving a birdhouse. I'm wondering, is that a, what do you call them? Purple martin. It looks like a purple martin house to me. And yeah, that's one way to move a birdhouse, isn't it? Wow. They do things big in Texas, you know. Oh, I love it. Okay, now, this is the latest, as of the other day, her latest farmer's wife block. That looks very complicated. And if you don't believe me, then I will show you the back of it. And it does look complicated. Look at that. That's a lot of seams. Woo! Okay. I have to zoom this back down before it lets me go to the next one. And there's another shot of moving that birdhouse. Probably because there's going to be a swimming pool in there soon. Oh, how pretty. Is that water that you're seeing in that view, Miss Diana? That's a beautiful Texas view. Boy, if I showed that to Mark, he misses the big sky of Texas. Then here, look who has been doing the Edita Sitar block of the daily block, I think. Unbelievable. I know we are all convinced that she doesn't sleep. We just know it. We just know it. And here is a beautiful quilt I kept on there because that quilting inspires me. Absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful. That says it might be the last one. So let's see. Yep, it was right. So last one. All right. Diane 57, I think she has the ideas for her undersea quilt. So that's pretty cool. All right. And Jamie's. Let me show you these. This is her setup. She had been making lots and lots of masks. So she has her room set up to pump those masks out. And I love that. Beautiful. I love her setup. Looks really, really nice. It's very efficient too. Have you noticed? Ergonomically, it's all right in a good location. Love her lights and leaves decorations. This is her little crystal, and I love these buckets up on the wall to hold pens and pencils and markers, and there's another one of that beautiful little crystal, doing such a good job of coloring. Okay. So that's Miss Jamie. And don't forget, check her channel out, Jamie's Crafty. Oh gosh, now I have forgotten. Y'all are going to have to fill it in for me. Okay. Just got a picture today that Miss Jody, who is, oh my gosh, look at how she finished it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Jody finished her now what did she call this? Something about bacon of the sea, because she used some bacon fabric down here at the bottom. Let me see if I can enlarge this and we'll peek at that bacon. Look how she did the little spots for suction cups. That's amazing. And her fish. There's the bacon pictures. It's perfect for an undersea reef. I love it. Look at the yarn she's added, but look what she did around the edge. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at all her little fish she put in. Oh, look at these little things. Oh my gosh. Her anemone with the fish in between. Oh, look at her corals. Look at her quilting. I love it. It really enhances. See, like a little bit of a water current going through a stream, undersea stream. I love her colors. I love the fact that she made an octopus and that he is reaching up to grab something. But I love the yarn she decorated for the, oh my gosh. I love that. I love it. Look at her quilting. That is so much fun. And there is a turtle. Oh, little fish. Oh, I love it. And her little seal. Look at the little seal. Doesn't it make you happy? I mean, I'm sitting here looking at this, just smiling. Oh, I love that. Way to go, Miss Jody. That's amazing. I love it. I'm sure your family loves it too. That is beautiful. Okay, what do we have here from Kathleen? And I know soon we'll see. She's going to be working on this. You don't worry. She's got rocks, a lighthouse, orca whales. Now, I'm not sure who that really belongs to. Look at her dolphins. She's even got an alligator. Oh, my goodness. Couple of them. I love it. Thank you, Miss Kathleen. Can't wait to see what you come up with, hon. Okay, now. Nadine. Oh, Nadine went on a bike ride and took us with her. How lucky are we that Miss Nadine took us with her? Okay. This is and she lives in a small town in Germany. Absolutely beautiful. That rooster is magnificent. Magnificent. Look at these beautiful little wildflowers. They look like a grape hyacinth. There's her little chicken house. Her feeder with the little roof. I mean, is that just, looks like a storybook, Nadine. Isn't that pretty? Wonder what that is. Is that witch hazel? I'm not sure. Pretty, pretty. Oh, it's a bee. Look at this wasp, guys. Oh, I know we need them, but I'm not happy to see them back. Oh, look at that rooster. In fact, I have a rooster upstairs I painted. It's the same exact breed. Next week, I'll have to have him down here. So pretty. Oops. Okay. Beautiful rooster. Oh, it's a hole in a stump. I wonder what's in there. Oh, wow. Beautiful wood scene with things just starting to bud out. Oh, wow. That's beautiful, Nadine. Look at that. Doesn't that road just make you want to go right down it and see what you can find? That's a poetic picture. Oh, look at these beautiful blooms. That looks like a peach bloom or an apple bloom or something. That's really pretty. Maybe it's a cherry. Oh, pretty. I love some of those the little wild things that grow. This is beautiful. Oh, look at that weeping willow starting to leaf out. Ah, more grape hyacinths. Oh, that's neat. Is that a statue or a halfway natural rock formation? Beautiful. But she took a 1 hour long bike ride and took us with her and stopped and just took photos of the little things that sometimes you miss in your busy rush of the day. I think in some ways, us being home like this has been a gift of slow down, take a moment, pay attention. You know, normally we all rush around so fast we don't notice things like this. Just beautiful. I love those seed heads. Kind of looks like a milkweed type of plant. Oh, look at those berries. Ah, you know what? It looks like a rose bush, and those might be rose hips. If they are rose hips, they're real high in vitamin C. Oh, that's beautiful. An ancient tree trying to hang in there. Gosh, unless that's a vine growing on it. Another weeping willow. Just beautiful. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, look at that path. And the stone wall. That is just out of a storybook, a Hans Christian Andersen storybook. Looks like ivy growing up trees. Oh, is that a little stream? How beautiful. Another chicken house, chicken yard. Gorgeous rooster again. Thank you, Miss Nadine. That was absolutely wonderful. That you just took us right with you, and I appreciate that so much. Let's see what Patricia Fry. Here's her sweetie pie and her dog on the beach. That's the nice thing about where they live. It's so easy to jump over to the beach and take a walk. And, you know, there's nothing more soothing than waves. And then look at what she's doing so far on her undersea. Isn't that wonderful? Way to go, Miss Pat. Way to go. Okay. Now let's see. We have Cheryl's. This is a quilt she just finished for exhibition at a quilt show. It's from a picture that her grandson made. Isn't that cool? It's his version of Picasso. And here is a drawing and fabric she's thinking about for her undersea adventure. Okay. I love this. That is so cute. Way to go, Cheryl Hogan. And I think y'all remember me telling you that when they want to compete in an AQS show, they all bring in they would like to go to the quilt show. And 3 times Miss Cheryl Hogan's have gone. I'm impressed. And here's beautiful Sonia's quilting. She got her Jenny Beyer quilt done. And it is beautiful. I'm so tickled for her. So tickled. Look at this. Wonderful job, honey. And I think it lays amazingly flat. I think you've done an outstanding job. This was definitely in the expert level of quilting. So, quilt making, way to go. All right, I think, let's see. I think that was, whoops. Hold on, let me pull it back. I couldn't see. Okay. I'll go to mine now, and you know I got a bunch of stuff. I'm a mess. My daughter this week made some masks. She had a veterinarian friend ask her, could she please make some? And then from that person, they told somebody else who said, yes, we need some. And now she's waiting for some elastic. She put pockets in them so they can put a better filtration system when they get it. Here is my son and Nikki and Russell, and they're eating the first dinner they got from the gift certificate I gave him. He's always so thoughtful that way. So, and here is, this is a cute photo of mom and son taking a nap on the baby cam, and I just think that is so sweet. And here they are. They're watching their favorite show. Look at that. So cute. And here he is smiling with the sun in his face. Gosh, I miss that little boy. He's gotten all these teeth since the last time I saw him. Oh, they're watching an undersea special. I love it. Aw. They're doing so well. I'm so tickled for them. Nikki and Russell. What a happy child. Every child should be born into a home where they're wanted that much. And here is, they're taking him for a walk on his first birthday. Here's his first birthday picture. They did this every month for the first year of his life. And I love what my son has written on the drums. I don't know if you can see that. The words in the song, Time After Time. That is so sweet. I know he did that on purpose. Oh, this is a sign I put out front. And I did some coloring. It was kind of fun. I thought, I want to do some more coloring. But it just, I don't know. Oh, and this is what I did today to make myself happy. I said, Mark, could you set my hammock up inside the sunroom? And he hardly even grumbled. He was so sweet. I'm going to make him a really good dinner tonight. But this way I've got my new nook sitting here, and I can just go and rest a little bit and kind of not worry about things that I have to worry about. Here is a beautiful white azalea out in the yard. And here's a pink azalea up in the woods. And here's my new little red bud. This came from a weed that a volunteer in the yard, and I planted it, and Mark said, that looks like it's going to die. I don't know why you're planting it, and now look. So I love it. They get the last laugh. Here is Kiwi's upstairs cage, and she's right here looking like, well, what are you doing? And because this is in that same sunroom with the hammock. And then here is our other little bird, our cockatiel Finny. And he has no idea why I'm taking his picture. Okay, and let me see. Here is a video I did of quilting. Once I got the hang of it, I wanted to show you. That's stitching in the ditch. Oops, all done. Okay, here's another one. Whoops. I have to do a little slower on the dark colors to make sure I really get it in the ditch. Okay, done. All right. And then here is the little video that Mark made for y'all. And I love that he did this. That's our red bud. It's a forest pansy red bud, and it's so beautiful. Everything's coming to life. Everything's getting new leaves. It's wonderful. Here is my weeping cherry. We planted this when we bought the house 10 years ago, and I love it. So everything's greening up. Oh, and the chicken house is right back here. There were a couple little chickens moving around. Okay, let's see. I'm so glad these are still blooming. I was worried with the 80-degree temperatures that we'd lose them. I don't even know what that bush is, but I'm glad it's blooming. And this is the chicken house up there. The chicken run goes all the way back here. It's all fenced in. Okay. Okay, I love those little blue flowers. And then a little picture of our little pond across the street. We love this thing. It's one of the reasons we bought this house. It was like, to be able to sit out on the front porch and look across at it. It's really nice. And then see, that's the pond. He was just at the pond, and so we've got a really good view of the little pond. I'm trying to think. I don't think he found. Right now, all these trees up here, some of them are oaks, and the oak pollen is awful. So that's why I can't keep my windows open. I miss it. But they're all leafing out real nice and pretty now. Okay, and I think that was it. Okay. Anyway, let me see. I think that might be it for me. So, let's see. Oh, I even added to it, but I didn't realize. Oh, silly me. It'll take too long. Okay. All righty. Let me close all of this out. Close this out. Hold on. I told you I'm not all that good with all this stuff. Close the program. Thank you. Please respond. All right, let me fix this. Pardon me, the microphone's going to make some bad noise, but I had to get it fixed right. All right. So, I'm going to turn on a few lights here. While the computer's setting up, let me go turn on the lights again so you can see what we're going to do today. Okay. All righty. Is everybody there? Take care, Michelle. It was good seeing you, sweetie. All right, what we've got here is our dyeing project. And see if you can tell what I have used to dye this fabric with. Do you see what it is? It is tissue paper. And let me show you. So this is, I think the board's pretty too. I just took a poster board and I put this fabric on it. This is a product I got for Christmas for myself. And it is called Spectra Art Tissue. Spectra Art Tissue. And castor bean plant is extremely poisonous. So don't put it anywhere where you would have animals that would get it. It's what they make ricin from, which is a really toxic poison. So please be really careful. I think the castor plant is really fascinating, but I'm too afraid of the bean. That's what they make castor oil out of, but if you're not careful, it is very, very poisonous. So, but be careful. Yeah, look it up. It makes castor, or makes ricin. So, you don't want that around if you have any kind of pets or little children or anything. But anyway, here we go with the Spectra Art Tissue. See this? Spectra Art Tissue. And what this tissue does, look at the top, what it says, Bleeding Art Tissue. So I ordered this pack of art tissue off of Amazon, 12 by 18-inch sheets, and there are 100 sheets. Now, so I've got this, and what I did today was I cut these off of the sheets, okay? I cut all of these off. And what I found in doing this earlier is that one side has the color that will wash off, and you can kind of tell. See, there's a little more texture looking on that, and see how this has a little shininess? This is the substrate. The color is sprayed onto this side. Now, that's important. Let me tell you. I'll show you why. But this is Spectra Art Tissue. And I don't think it was much more than about $10 for the package. I don't really remember exactly. But remember, this is a shiny side. This looks like it's had something sprayed across it. So what I'm going to do, let me look again. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is take both of these, and I'm going to spray them. One of them will have color that pulls up on it. The other will put the color right into the fabric. Okay? So now let's watch. Aha! And, oh, this is even better. Okay. So I think this is the one. Let me see. Let me get a tissue here. See which one has the color on top. Which one has the color down? Ah, this is the one that the color side is down. So what it's doing is I've wet it enough where it's bleeding through. But what I first did is took and made, I'm just going to tear it. I'm not even going to bother. Somehow, hold on, I got a fan blowing on me here. Let me turn this fan off. It's blowing all these tissue papers away. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is, okay. So this one had the color side down. It's a little darker than this one, okay? So it does make a difference. You decide what that means and what for, but now I'm going to take and I'm just going to scatter these pieces of tissue around. How cool to be able to dye fabrics without them. Now I'm not going to bother to put the white down. I don't think we need that. Oh, Patricia Fry, take care. Thank you. I'm just going to take and I'm going to just tear these pieces. Even my talking blows them around. I guess I could have pre-wet the fabric to hold them in place. Now what I'm going to do to hold these down, just lightly spray them and let them get wet so they'll stay put. Now I'm using prepared for dyeing fabric. but you could use any fabric, just wash it first. If it's not prepared for dyeing, you have to wash the chemicals out so that the dye will really take. Now I could tell just then when I sprayed that, the color washed out. So that one was put with the color on top. But I just wanted you to know that it is different. Okay, here's black, brown, and green. But I will warn you, your hands will get dyed. You know, this might be I don't know if this, I don't think this is toxic, but I was thinking you could kind of scrunch this and wrap an egg in it and dye eggs that way with it. But you can just take and just randomly put these places. So I was thinking, there's so many things, I know. But there's so many things. I'm thinking you could make different shapes. You could layer them to make different color mixes. In fact, let me do some of that here. I'll put a green on, well, no, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna wait for some blue to add to that. And then I'm gonna come around and just lightly at first, to hold them in place, lightly spray them. Hold them down, let them get kind of wet. And then once they're wet, you can come back and spray them really good. But isn't this fun? And you can go back and put it on the former things. But, I mean, this is easy. And what a fun way to spend an afternoon during the shut-in time. So I am pretty sure that I did get this from Amazon. And it wasn't expensive. Just don't set the unused ones too close to the wet fabric. I'm going to put a hole in here and see what happens. I like this sky blue. I think I need some sky blue in here. Oh, it's 2 sheets. So be prepared to. But anyway, if you want to take the time to put, if you want a more intense color, then put the side that has the dye color sprayed on it. Put that side down. And keep them nice and wet so all that dye is released. Then what I would do is once this is dried on its own, I would heat set it. And I have not washed it. I cannot tell you whether it is truly permanent. I'm going to have to wash it and dry it and check that for you. But isn't this fun? Okay, I'll be glad to tell you, Miss Polly. I got it off of Amazon. It's called Bleeding Art Tissue, and it's Spectra Art Tissue. And you get a pack, 25 colors, 100 sheets. Don't use this to wrap presents. Don't get caught in the rain. So, let me see. I'll put a piece of this over here. I'll put some blue right here. And when it says 25 colors, you know, they're different shades. So, but that's okay because you might want lighter or darker depending on what you've got there. So, put this here. But anyway, this is a whole lot of fun. And this is what I wanted to show you. It's an inexpensive way to dye fabric and experiment with color. And I always think that is a good thing. And when you're stuck inside the house, you know, you can't be, you always want to dye outside. But this is something you could do in an apartment, in a camper, wherever you are. No fuss, no muss. And so just wet it all really, really good. And I was telling them, Polly, that one side has the dye on it. The other side is just the tissue. So you may wish to look at it. You can kind of see a shiny side that is just the tissue. And then the other side looks like it's had something sprayed on it. And I'm going to try the white, the light colors, on a little bit darker fabric soon and see what that's like. Now, you can wait and let it dry like this, or you can come along with a skewer and you can scrape them off. You know, so you decide how much or how little color you want. And they do. See how they lose the color? They become translucent. I just was so impressed with this. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is good for kids. This is wonderful. So I just thought I would show you, any of you who've ever wanted to dye. So I'm just doing a miscellaneous melange here. But let's say you wanted to do a sunset. Then choose your colors, cut it to where it gives the best special effect. You can even let these tissues sit here until it's like mostly dry, and then they'll just kind of fluff off. They just become kind of translucent and fluffy, and they'll fluff off. So you could take and put it on the porch, let it dry, and they'll kind of blow away. But do you see how they give up? I mean, look at how much color they give up. So that's pretty cool. And I'm sure you could take and look at all the colors you get. So you could take and bring together all your little pieces and then put another piece of fabric on top and get a residual dye. But isn't this fun? And I forget now how I saw it, but I thought, oh my gosh, I always think of y'all when I see fun things like this. I thought, I wonder if they'd like it. So, and you know, I'm a little kid at heart. So I thought you might think this is a really cool thing. And like I say, then if you put another piece of fabric on top, you can get all that last minute color. Although don't do it. They say all colors kind of make a brown. Look at that. So you might not want to have them all the same. But, and the ones I had done earlier, the tissue paper had dried and it just kind of fluffed off. And I even saved the scraps because the scraps are good color. So if you're cutting out a certain design, save the scraps to dye fabric with. So anyway, I thought you'd like that. Do you like that? And, you know, some white fabric pre-washed unless it's prepared for dyeing. And a pack of this. I mean, I've got so much left. All I did, I'll show you. All I did was cut a little corner off of all. I just cut this little corner off. I've got all of this left. So I'm going to be having a lot of fun. And I just laid my fabric on this poster board because I didn't want the dye to go places. So I'm going to set it over. We'll let that dry. But how cool is that, ladies? I thought that was pretty awesome. So that's why I was telling you we were going to dye fabrics today. How easy is that? Okay, the last thing I have to show you is this. And what this is This was from an original artwork. I found it online under free coloring pages. And I took, and it's got batting and backing. And I took it and I quilted it with black thread because that's the best way to keep your colors in exactly where you want them. Now, I'm not going to be overly picky with this, or else I could use a resist, but I'm not going to be overly picky because for the most part, the stitching around kind of protects. You can see when I rub this on. So this is the sunshine. This is why I made her these colors. I'm not sure what else I'm going to do, but I've got a little artist palette here. And you know what? I'm going to be smart. Hold on a second. I'm going to get some waterproof paper and leave my palette on the waterproof paper so that I don't take a chance on spilling this, okay? I found these, they're called Fantastics, and they are pretty fantastic. Let me show you. All right. I've got these Dyna Flow by Jacquard dies, okay? And right now I'm doing the sunshine. So I will pull out my sunshine colors. I'll keep a magenta. I'll keep a scarlet. I will keep the 2 yellows, okay? I'll put the cool colors, I'll put the cool colors away from me. Okay? Now, I was telling them these are amazing brushes, but be careful. If you do a lot of scrubbing, you will ruin the tips. They're foam and they're delicate, okay? So, here we go. We're going to take and shake your dye, and I'm going to put a little bit of this yellow, squeeze just a little bit in this pan, okay? Then I'm going to come along, do the same thing with this yellow. Whoops, I forgot to shake it. And I got these, you can get these on Amazon. You can get them, it's a starter pack to help you see if you like it. And it was like $9 or something, $9 or $10. It's a great way to get to try something without committing to a whole lot of money. So this is another way of dyeing fabric. This is a fabric dye, okay? And I'll put magenta here. Whoops. This drawing we're seeing here is by Marika. Oh boy, I showed her name earlier. Susan wrote her name. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to use it like a watercolor wash. So I'm going to take my spray bottle and put 1 part dye to 3 parts water. Okay? I can just kind of tell by looking at it. 1 part dye by 3 parts water. Watch what this brush does. It's absolutely amazing. Watch what this brush does. I'll do it with this one so you can see. But watch what happens. Did you see that? It soaked up all of that dye. Now I can go over here and I can paint the dye in these circles. Isn't that amazing how it soaks every bit of that dye up? And then by holding the pen down, it releases the dye. Isn't that cool? Just by pressing down on the foam tip, it releases the dye. I am just blown away by this. Isn't it? Yes, and they are very inexpensive. This pack was like $4 and something, but boy, they don't last long. So I need to order some more. But I love the way they soak it up. They just slurp it right up. Then you've got plenty of dye on your brush. Okay. Now this week, what I'm doing is using the old form of Jacquard fabric dye because I need to let this dry before I put the new metallic paints on it. So I will bring the same thing back next week. It just took me a long time to do all the quilting. And Diana Wright, I'm terrible about doing all these little stones. They were miserable. So now what I'm going to do is take some of this red and do these. Oops, I forgot to let it suck it up. And then I will do these little things. And this is just to give it a base coat so that I can come back with the metallic paints next week and do the highlights. But I thought this would be something beautiful to use for those